Welcome everybody to the 10-Minute Walk podcast. We're 10-minute walking it again. I'm your host, Mark Smelly Bell. See if you can keep up with me today. Right now I want to talk to you about just making better decisions with your food, and in particular with your breakfast. A long ass time ago, I started researching nutrition and started to learn the way that bodybuilders ate. And at some point I found out that bodybuilders, they don't really care what time of day it is. They're still eating like chicken breasts and egg whites, and broccoli and stuff, just multiple times throughout the day. And as I started getting more into nutrition and fitness, I recognized what a huge advantage that brings. So don't worry about what time of day it is, because pancakes and French toast and waffles and things like that are never good for us. And what an awful way to start out your day. What a delicious and delightful way to start out your day, and not bad to maybe do on occasion, but not a great way to start the day, considering that many of us end our day rummaging through our pantry and eating cereal and chips. When it comes to breakfast, some things that I've eaten over the years that have really helped, if you want to stay in the name of breakfast, then you can have eggs, you can have bacon. What are your options with eggs? Well, you can scramble an egg. You can do an egg over easy, over medium, over hard. You can make them whatever way that you'd like. You can also kind of have more egg whites and egg yolks, or you can have more egg yolks and egg whites. You can make an omelet. You can scramble your eggs. You can maybe throw in some vegetables. You can throw in some ham. You can throw in some turkey, add protein to it. It's really, really simple. But if you eat this and not that, you'll be way more advanced. You'll be way further ahead. You'll feel better every single day. By eating this instead of that, you'll notice that you'll be more satiated throughout the day. So start your day, kick your day off with this: fat and protein, as opposed to carbohydrates and more carbohydrates. The issue with carbohydrates is the fact that they get very easy to overeat. Carbohydrates only have 4 calories per gram, just like protein does. But protein, I actually personally don't think that protein even has that amount of energy in it, because human beings aren't efficient at turning protein into energy. Fat is the fatty one, is the big one. It's a big bolus of energy. It's 9 calories per gram. And so that's why people have been fearful of it for many years, because fat is also easy to overeat. Protein is the hardest to overeat. After that would be, well, carbs and fat, I guess, are kind of equally pretty easy to overeat. But when we get them in combination together, then they're really amazing. So you take those pancakes, slap some butter on them, and we slap some syrup on them, and now we're having a party. And it's very easy to overeat. If you're to eat one pancake with a couple of eggs and a piece of bacon or two, that actually sounds like a pretty good way to start off our day. But a lot of times it's a stack of pancakes and 3 or 4 strips of bacon, along with a thing of orange juice or a big glass of milk. Well, now we probably just ingested more calories than we're going to be able to figure out what to do with. While we can't figure out what to do with them, our body can. And our body says, hey, we're going to store this extra energy for you in case of such an emergency. And it turns into something called body fat. So start your day. I really don't like to use absolutes, but sometimes I think they make sense. I think it should be just a steadfast rule of yours to start your day with either just protein in the form of maybe like a protein shake, or protein and fat in the form of whatever protein and fat you want to eat. Like I sometimes start my day off with like steak and eggs. I would go as far to say that you should always do this, because if you were to even start your day with protein and fat and then had a donut or whatever crazy breakfast that you want to have, you would be able to handle that bolus of carbohydrates and that bolus of that extra amount of energy that you're about to consume by going hog wild with your Black Bear Diner breakfast. You ever get the volcano? Ask about the volcano. It's dope. Get yourself one. You'll thank me later. They're fantastic. But if you had protein and fat, there's a lot of research on this. You get what's called the second meal effect. So if you do so about 30 minutes prior, you'll have a positive impact on your insulin, glucose levels, and the way that you metabolize that next meal. So it's just a little bit of a advantage. It's not something that's going to negate what you ate, but it will help mitigate what you ate in a sense. You know, I think people are always thinking like, oh, this is faster, this is easier, this is quicker, this is cheaper. Let's start off with this is cheaper. Really? It's cheaper to have your foot chopped off because you have diabetes? I don't think so. It's easier to have, you know, medical. Look, you're trying to take a shortcut, trying to do things a cheap way. You're gonna get hit with a big price to pay later on at some point if you're eating unhealthy foods all the time. So why not take the extra little bit of care that you can, you know, pay for the higher food quality, pay for something to be just a little bit better. People think it's just so much more convenient to eat a Pop-Tart, but I would say like the preparation of a Pop-Tart versus the preparation of some scrambled eggs is probably about the same. I mean, we're just talking, I mean, that's really being lazy. Okay, so you dirtied up a pan. All right, well, you dirtied up a dish. And so, yeah, there's some extra time there too, right? But if you want to be better, then you're going to have to do better. So in order for you to head in the right direction, we're going to make a couple changes. And these are simple sacrifices. They're not that bad. They're not that hard. They don't suck that much. A lot of times for breakfast, I've even eaten leftovers from the night before. So maybe I had some chicken, or maybe we had some pork, like a pork tenderloin or pork chops or something. Well, I might chop those up and cook up some eggs with them, and then that's my meal. You know, sometimes there's not always eggs in every meal, but I really enjoy eggs. I feel they're very healthy, and it's a good way for me to get in some protein in the morning. And something I've been doing for years is coffee and protein shake. I should actually just show you guys how I make that, but I usually do about 2 scoops of collagen, 2 scoops of Slingshot protein. There's probably about 70 or 80 grams of protein in that bastard. Usually just mixed with water, some ice, and coffee. And that's something I really enjoy. I've been doing that for quite some time, and then I don't eat until noon or 1 o'clock, and my hunger is like kind of kicked in, but it's not like crazy, and I start eating my kind of first meals of the day after that. But if you're somebody that starts your day off, you kick your day off, you know, with a donut, you kick your day off with a sausage McMuffin and some orange juice, your glucose levels are going to be going up and down throughout the day. And those highs and those lows, rather than you being moderate, when you're real moderate with your glucose levels, you're going to feel like you have more energy. And you might not have more energy, but it might just be easier to focus, and it might be easier to do stuff because your blood sugar never really dips. It never really drops. You know, what goes up must come down. So you get a huge surge of glucose to come into the system. Your pancreas will release some insulin. Insulin divvies it out to where it needs to go, and then the glucose starts dropping back down. And it goes down, you feel like this. Hey bro, what's up? How's it going? Yeah, I'm going to work. That's not a good way to be, right? Snap out of it. And you can't snap out of it when you feel like that, because you don't feel well. I know some people like oatmeal in the morning. Not for me. I'd rather start my day off with protein, more protein minded than anything else. It's not a bad place to throw some carbohydrates in your diet. So if you had 50 grams, or 30 to 50 grams of protein and some oatmeal, that'd be fine. But me personally, I don't think there's anything special about oatmeal, except for it has fiber in it. And again, the fiber can help keep you satiated. And whenever we talk about diet, we always have to talk about satiation, because the two main drivers of people not sticking to their diet, or maybe even three: hunger, cravings, and just sometimes a difficulty level or monotony. So they don't have enough foods that are convenient enough, taste good enough, those kinds of things. Hunger, cravings, monotony, I guess, are the things that are in the way of consistency. So what can we do to ensure that our good habits have a very low barrier of entry, and our bad habits have a very high level of entry? You make it really hard to do the things that are bad, and make it very simple and easy to do the things that are good. Strength is never a weakness. Weakness is never a strength. Let me know what you have for breakfast in the comments below. I want to hear about healthy stuff, good stuff that fuels you up and gives you great energy. Catch you guys later.